KS Bharat, you beauty. I mean, RCB, you know what I mean? With the fact that Arun Karthik did this not too long ago. And if you know, you know. But what I would say is that it just is a confidence booster going into the eliminator. I'm not going to be biased with Brian Lara in this post review chat. I'm going to be absolutely neutral. No, I'm not. I mean, it's IPL time, it's banter time. I've taken a lot on the chin, but I'm going to celebrate this one, Brian.
Well done, well done.
Yeah, I mean, what did surprise you if it did? Because ultimately they were in a sticky position. Your man, Bharat, you called right. I want to play that clip. In fact, let's put in that clip of Brian previewing this match because he tipped one man, and that man was KS Bharat.
I'm going to pick Bharat.
Wow, that is
Hopefully he
bold.
can
That
get
is
back into
bold.
yeah. Hopefully he can get back into that number 3 spot. I really do like him, and if he can solve that problem that they are creating. I didn't see it was a problem before, but I think they're creating a problem there. Hopefully he can get back into that position.
Right, Brian, you heard yourself over there in the preview. Just tell me how you call that right.
Well, I haven't seen him back much, but I looked at him in the matches as the resumption of the IPL in UAE, and he was trusted with the position of number 3. And I found that every time he went out into the middle, he struck the ball very well, very classy looking player, and he took a lot of pressure off of the partner that he met inside. Majority of the time, he met Virat Kohli, and I felt that he matched stride to stride in shots. I mean, given that responsibility to fill that spot, and then you have guys like AB de Villiers, Maxwell to come after. You need a player that not going to be too slow or going to chew up balls and a lot of dot balls. You need someone who is going to be enterprising, take the pressure off of Virat Kohli, and sort of keep the momentum going. And all of a sudden, I see Dan Christian being rushed up to number 3 for no particular reason at all and failing. And this young man was just pushed down and down and down. And I felt that if he had the opportunity again, because Dan Christian was failing, he was definitely going to get the opportunity again at some point in time. And I was hoping it was this match. And I just felt that he has the goods to really perform well. He has a lot of shots. He may be a little bit better to spin than pace, but he's not. He seems fearless to me, so that's why I chose him. My number 3 batsman is always supposed to be the best player in the team if he's not an opening batsman. Virat Kohli is the best player in the team and he's opening, but that number 3 spot is key, and you've got to have the right person there. And the reason why Mumbai Indians won last year is because of Suryakumar Yadav coming in at number 3. Now, I'm not saying that RCB is going to go on to win the tournament because of Bharat, but he held his hand very well. I enjoyed watching him today, and I'm really proud and happy for him.
Yeah, funnily enough, his highest T20 score was 76. He got 78 today with that 6 over long gone, and it was fitting because, I mean, an Indian wicketkeeper in the past for RCB hit last ball 6, if you like, to win the match, and it's happened all these years later as well. Now, just to finish with this Bharat chat, because there was plenty of talk about him, and rightly so on Twitter by the fans, comparing him to Suryakumar Yadav, some of his shots and whatnot. Would you put him in that mold, or do you think he's his own player?
He's his own player. I mean, that's Suryakumar Yadav. What I saw of him in 2020 is full of class, and he's someone who, is ready to play international cricket and now has the opportunity. Young Bharat will have to really and truly perform on this stage, the IPL stage, a lot more times to be considered. I just feel that he has a lot of promise. And if I heard correctly, he's not young, he's 28. But he is still someone that has the opportunity to play in the IPL for a big franchise like RCB, fit himself into that batting lineup. I hope he grabs it with both hands and really makes something of it. And you never know. 6 months' time, a year's time, you never know. He could be knocking on the door of an Indian selection, but that's premature at present.
Yeah, let's see how it really unfolds for him. The man from Vishakhapatnam turning out victor today, and splendidly so, and especially for RCB to find that spot now solved before the eliminator against KKR is always good. Right. What's always also good is Brian getting his prediction spot on. He called Bharat right, and he also kind of toppled the robot in this one because the robot kind of got a few things wrong. It did call Anrik Nokia right in terms of bowlers, which brings me nicely to DC in Delhi Capitals. You touched upon it. There could be a few chinks in their armor heading into the playoffs. Now, they were 88 for no loss, Brian. And then they, huffed and puffed to 164 for 5. Do you see that as perhaps an area that teams could target?
Yeah, their weakness is definitely their batting. You can't actually penetrate that bowling and say, hey, there's a weak spot in that bowling. They've got two wonderful
Yeah.
spinners and three outstanding fast bowlers. And the local fast bowler actually is the most impressive for me
Yeah.
after Khan. So you got to look at their batting and see where you can sort of make inroads. And Stoinis missing is a huge loss. I understand he might be training, he may be back, but I just feel that they're a batsman of experience short. So yes, okay, Steve Smith might be sitting down on the sidelines at present, and he has the experience, but he's not a T20 player, of the highest class. So I feel leaving him out is the right decision. But then it leaves a lot of inexperience. And Rishabh Pant, even though he's a captain and he's playing for India, he doesn't have all that, hard knock experience, say, for instance, like a Shikhar Dhawan. Prithvi Shaw doesn't have it. Shiasaya doesn't have it. Hetmaya doesn't have it. So with that now, they are a little exposed on the batting side. But if they get that right, their bowlers will always defend, or their bowlers will always give them something reasonable to chase, because that is the best bowling attack in the IPL.
Yeah, well said. And invariably, the chat with me and Brian goes back to RCB because ultimately those 2 points would do them well. Now, I want to ask you about three players, if you call it the good, bad, and ugly of RCB right now. Now, don't get me wrong, people, because ultimately Virat Kohli isn't having a blind of a season. AB de Villiers isn't even got into third gear, and Maxwell is the good in this bad and ugly. So talk to me about them one by one. Glenn Maxwell, no doubt, brilliant. I think he should bat left-handed, Brian, because you touched upon it on air. Switch hits have just been fantastic. 5 balls, by the way, and he scored 22 runs. Why can't he just play more like that?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous the way how he can just turn around and smash the ball left-handed further than I could, and that was my natural way of batting. So he's been a revelation. Leaving Punjab's strike rate of just above 100 when he left there, nothing at all for 2 years. No six in the 2020 IPL, to now striking at 148. And I feel it's just the confidence of playing under Virat Kohli, playing in a sort of a team environment that might be slightly different, playing with a bigger franchise, a bigger brand, has brought out the best in him. He still has a job to do. Hopefully, what's it? 2-3 matches to win. So his job isn't finished. So I expect him to be tested by the opposition, and the opposition knows how to bowl to Maxwell. His switch hitting is a little bit of a surprise. You don't know when he's going to pull that out, so they'll have to keep an eye on that. But he's going to be tested. AB de Villiers, on the other hand, I feel that there is some rust. I feel that he's not playing international cricket. He's not playing much cricket outside of the IPL, and it's going to be tough for a batsman to just come into the toughest league in the world and just perform. It's not going to be easy. You need to be banging away, every week. So for me, that is his issue now. Now he's gotten all these matches under his belt, and it's down now to the real business end of the tournament, where you lose and you're out. Maybe you can see him coming to the party, but I just think that he's a little bit short. Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli. I am a bit surprised that the last couple of innings getting out very easily, but he's got a lot of pride in the way he plays. He knows what he has to do, and I feel, you know, players like that are always big game players. He's gonna come good. That is the man you really have to worry about. Virat Kohli getting a start, going on through the middle overs, and having an opportunity to go after your bowling in the last 5 overs is the biggest danger for any opposing team in the playoffs.
Yeah, well summed up. Those three men out there. You can catch all of it on cricket.com, of course. And Virat Kohli, just to remind you, was a fan goodie bag question related thing. I mean, we asked you how much he'll score before this game. And Brian said he might perform really well, but he's actually had really an off day, 4 of 8 balls. But finally, just to end this RCB DC review chat, RCB, of course, heading into that eliminator against KKR, CSK DC. It's safe to say it's going to be an RCB CSK final. So RCB should win that comfortably, I'm guessing.
You would love that, wouldn't you? But
Cock-a-hoop.
Sharjah is not an easy track. So there is a third player in that whole third and fourth player, and that is Sharjah. And more than the battle with any of the bowlers in the match, the batsmen have to challenge themselves with the conditions. And I'm not happy with the way how they are going about it. A lot of batsmen want to play across the line. No one wants to come out on their front foot and maybe even back out of the crease. It's a low, slow wicket. You've got to meet the ball. You've got to make that 22 yards into maybe 18, maybe even 16. Get down there and change, let the bowler change his length, do something different. But everyone seems to be going back and want to play across the line. It's not the way you play at Sharjah. I've played at Sharjah, and I'm telling you, it's no different to the years gone by. Slow, you got to get on your front foot, you got to deflect the ball, put it into the gaps, pick up twos, pounce on the bad ball, get boundaries, and build your total. I like the way how KKR went about it in their last match against RR, and I feel that it's going to be tough for both teams. But I find that the team that actually wants to hold on to their wickets in the last 5 overs to go hard is the team that's going to do well. If you feel that you're going to challenge this track and try to bat aggressively throughout, you're going to run yourself into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you know what they say. If you got to be the best, you got to beat the best. In RCB have KKR, potentially Delhi after that, and then CSK. Who knows? It could be Salah Cup Nam there. On that note, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Much appreciated. It's been RCB's 100th win, funnily enough, in IPL history, really. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch Brian Lara in the next one. Until then, it's a goodbye and good night from all of us.